What's up, guys? This is Johnny Tacos here with another exciting episode of Origin Stories. Today, we have Atlanta, Georgia's band, The Tarnished. We'll be having them on the show later on today for an awesome interview. Before we get to the show, just want to say, hey, the third year of Metal Grace is coming, November 16th in Fort Worth. We're just so proud to announce this year's lineup. Becoming Sons, Tricord, The Reckless Revival Band, 3 Days Under, Crimson Overtone, and our favorite of the Johnny Taco Show, Cannibalistic. We'll also have Aaron Hobbs as a guest speaker, vendors, food, and more. And that's at Hope Works at 1701 Hemp Hill Street, Fort Worth, Texas. So be there or be square. And right now, we're going to rock, we're going to roll, and we're going to listen to All These Years by the band Tarnished. So get ready, get set, go!
Hey, this is Monica from Theotarin.
This is Pathos from Symphony
Hi,
of
this
Heaven,
is
and you
Randy
are
Rose.
listening to the Johnny Taco
Hey, what's
Show.
up, everybody? This is Paul McCoy from the band 12 Stones, and you're listening to the Johnny Taco
This is
Show.
Sloths in a Bucket on Johnny Taco Show.
Hey, this is Sergio Pollock from A Vespertine Rising.
Hey guys, this is Jeremy Sims from With Blood Comes Cleansing. You're listening to the Johnny Taco Show.
This is Patrick from Ritual Servant, and you're listening to
Welcome to the Johnny Taco Show.
All
All right, that was All These Years by The Tarnished. And today we have the guys, the brave souls, to be on the taco show because they were kidnapped and put into my back alley with signs of tacos. Man, I'm trying to think things off the fly right now. I got so much going on this weekend. It's just crazy because all the family's here. It's it's Easter weekend. Everybody's just going around. I smell seasoning from the steak that my wife had volunteered me to cook today. I just love volunteering. So, but anyways, we have Pete, Kyle, and Vic all here today to answer questions and maybe, just maybe, sing an acoustic version. No, I'm just joking. Hey guys, how are y'all doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. It is a beautiful, cloudy day in Texas. How's it over there in Atlanta, right?
Beautiful. Perfect.
Beautiful. A little chilly, but it's nice.
Well, I'm looking at Pete. You know, he's just sitting there looking like one of those advertisements for vote for Pete for student council.
Just like watching my grass grow, that's a big thing.
Yeah. A lot of the younger kids don't know that. Back when we were kids, that was one of the things to do when you were younger. Just watch grass grow. Just sit there and ponder life. We were very sophisticated back then.
I had a bunch of dirt. I just had a bunch of dirt around rocks. They never grew. They just hurt when you land on them.
Well, you got to stare at it harder. You got to focus.
It'll eventually start moving.
And
ADD.
And there's
Can't
something
focus.
growing out of Vic's neck right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a cat man. Oh. Wow, looks like you got a ducktail that's just going crazy.
Yeah, man.
But anyways, man, tell the listeners a little something about you. We're going to start with Pete since he looks more interested.
Yeah. My name is Pete. I'm the vocalist of The Tarnished, and we're just having a good time. So what do you want to know?
Hey, just open that book and just tell a little something about you, what you do for the band, and what your favorite color is. Just flow with it. Just flow. Come on.
My favorite color is a deep red, and I do vocals. I kind of do the in-ears monitor rig, kind of the wiring guru, if you will, and I cause more problems than it's worth. But yeah, that's what I like to do. Screamy.
That is so exciting. I'm just, but yeah, hey, but. You are the vocal point of the band, so you're supposed to be the crazy flamboyant one. I want to see the David Lee Roth of Pete.
Yeah, I'm not
definitely flamboyant.
You got to come out to a show to see that. That's paid. You got to pay for that action. But yeah, I mean, just quick about me. I grew up in Maine and went to hardcore shows up there. And early 2000s, probably the biggest band that I got to go see as a local band was Life in Your Way. The rest of the bands kind of fizzled out, but that was early 2000s before they got signed. And they moved down to Georgia and just started running around with the local crews down here. And back when Become the Archetype was kind of getting their get-go before they were signed to Solid State, kind of knew those guys, and then started hanging out with Vic, and he was in a whole nother local scene of Long Street, and he'll talk about that, and that's how I met Kyle and some other people, and just was on the sidelines for a long while, and everybody else was in bands, and I was like, one day, and mid-30s, late 30s, finally happening. So it's been fun.
So you're like Garth Brooks, because that's when Garth Brooks got his break, was like in his 30s. He kind of looks like Garth Brooks. We need to get a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, that's kind of the cliff note of me, man.
That's awesome. All right, since segue to Vic. So Vic, what's up?
Not much, man. I play guitar in the Tarnished and do some backup vocals. And I was born June 16th, 1987, in Gainesville, Georgia, at Northeast Georgia Medical Center. At the age of 3, no, no, man. I started.
How were
playing
you
music.
born at the age of 3, man?
I
I'm
just
so
skipped- I
sorry
just
for
skipped
your
3 years.
mom.
Yeah.
Probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah, I was wondering. I remember a little bit. No, I started playing music probably when I was 13, 14. Always been around music with my mom, and she did the Southern gospel, going to nursing homes and churches and singing the tracks and all that. So I was able to be a part of that, and then started with the worship band at our church, and then probably about 14 or 15, my friends Sully and Sisk, I was in a band with them, but before that, they kind of introduced me to, they introduced me to Korn, Limp Bizkit, and all that stuff first, Stained, but then it kind of transferred over to Ludacris, Living Sacrifice, Stave Secker, Project 86. So it kind of shifted our trajectory as far as where I was in music, and then started playing actually in a hardcore band. It was really bad, but we were called With Bleeding Hands, and played that for a couple years, and then we started Longstreet, which Pete talked about, and he was hanging out with us. He was good friends with our bassist, and he would come out and record our shows and scream the lyrics with us. And then fast forward to 22, that was the second year of Furnace Fest. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Pete, but I watched Pete in the pit for Figure 4, and watching him scream the lyrics and all this stuff, I was like, he'd be a sick front man. So I was like, we kind of got a passion ignited in us, and we came back in it, and I was like, hey, let's start a band. And it was actually me, Pete, and Zach Lewis from With Blood, who's the drummer now. We started jamming and writing, and so that's kind of where the Tarnish started before we even had our name. But that's how it worked.
And with that, you got to show a little bit of the origin stories, which is what the show's about. And we'll get to you, Kyle. Don't forget, we haven't forgot about you. You're just quiet. We don't like quiet here on the show. Dead air doesn't give me anybody to listen to. Well, except for people that like to listen to the rain sounds or something. If you can make rain sounds so we'll know you're here, that'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm just playing with you, Kyle.
The
if
ASMR
you know
of Kyle.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Sure, that'd do real well.
Yeah. Billy the Kid said, I never stole a horse from someone I didn't like. Remember that on Young Guns? I was like, I never joke around or poke fun at people that I don't like. That's how I am. People I don't like, I'm like quiet to them.
That's how you show real love, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You show love by torture.
Right.
Which should be a side project for you. Love by torture.
Love by torture. Yeah.
There you
I'll
go.
do my death metal side project.
But it's awesome when you start. It's like God knows because he does know the times that y'all meet, and it's like by his grace that y'all meet together. And like Vic was saying about Pete, he was listening to you, uncomfortably listening to you. Just, hey, I just didn't know that you knew. Now that we're friends, I used to stare at you at Furnace Fest, stuff like that. But now it's just amazing when people start going and say, you know what, God wants this guy to be in a band with me, and it's pretty awesome. Hey, Kyle. Okay, I told you we'd get back to you. So tell us a little something about you, buddy.
Yeah, my name's Kyle. I play guitar, do a little vocals in the Tarnished, and write a decent amount of the stuff. We all collaborate together, but usually comes from a little spark that I have. And I've been playing guitar and bass for, 20 something years. Got into the scene when I was like 14 or 15. Joined a band right after, after the first year playing guitar with my good friend Daniel Gailey, who is now excuse me, now in Fit for a King and Phineas, all that stuff. So we kind of started out together, and he's literally produced our first EP. So we still keep in touch. We're still good homies. And yeah, man, got into heavy music around that same time, 14, 15. Really got into early metalcore, Christian metalcore, and that slowly evolved into me getting into hardcore and death metal. Yeah, I'm still super into it. It never dies. It never leaves you.
And it's just amazing how everybody knows everybody. Like, oh yeah, I know the guys from for a King, and it's like, oh yeah, well, I know the guys from Striper, and they go, oh, you're too old for all that. You can't hang out with us. You're too old. All right, Vic is rocking it out today. We'll just take it. We'll let Vic take over.
No.
So
Lucky Dar's not here. He would be talking about Striper all day long.
Yeah, that's his number one, I think.
And they play over here in Dallas a lot. I haven't had a chance to see them in a while, but they're supposed to come down here and play with my friends from Millennial Reign. So it's gonna be a pretty awesome show. It's gonna be awesome. You're like 60-something years old and wearing spandex and jumping around. Yeah, you don't want to see me in spandex.
You need to start wearing that, guys. Some spandex.
I don't know if they make them in my size, bro.
I say you squeeze into it.
Hey, you know what? That is you gotta be a showstopper, and that would stop some
definitely
shows.
Start the shop. It's done.
Stop the show.
Yeah, quarantined and everything. Just
Start looking like Battle for the Bulge real quick.
Oh man. So how did the band? Y'all talked a little bit about how Tarnished was brought together. So how did Kyle get into the mix?
Well,
anyone?
Vic and I were kind of chatting about a second guitarist because he and I just were writing with Zach and it just kind of dawned on me. I'm like, Kyle's always making these videos on the internet and stuff like that. He's big into streaming and he was playing more rock stuff, and I'll let him talk more about that crap. But I was like, I wonder if he'd be up for being in a band because he used to play shows with the Longstreet, his band Thaddeus and stuff. And I just reached out to him cold, and I was just like, hey, dude, me and Vic are starting a band. You want to be in? He was like, yeah, let's go. And that was it. Like immediately within a week, he sent us a rough cut for all these years. Actually, it was like just a week or two after. He goes, hey, I got this idea. Cranked out a whole track, and it was like, okay, let's go. And it was pretty quick and pretty awesome. So, But go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, man. I'd been in that first band for like 6 years, and then everything kind of went to crap as bands do when you're in your late teens, early 20s. Things just change. And tried a couple different bands after that. Everything just kind of fizzled out. So I was just kind of doing my own thing for a while, just writing stuff and not really doing anything with it. So when these old friends of mine from back in those early days of Christian metalcore in the North Georgia scene, it was tiny, so we all knew each other. I already had some stuff cooked up, and kind of when they said, hey, let's start a hardcore band, I'm like, okay, well, I got a melodic hardcore song. What do y'all think of it? I already had it kind of demoed out. So yeah. And it's just kind of blossomed from there.
So you had the song ready. You just needed the band to play it.
Yeah, I pretty much. I mean, I changed some stuff because it was all in my head from like an old hardcore band I started probably, God, I don't know, 2012, 2013 with some other friends. And I was just trying to remember it, and I did some like rough pre-production, rough drums on it. And I was like, it kind of sounded like this. So we'll just make it into the Tarnished.
So the band came fruition. Like it's just been out for about a couple of years. The band.
Yeah, I think we're coming up on 2 years.
We started 2022, so October 2022. So yeah,
So,
year and a half.
so did it get manifested in 2022, or because everybody knows what happened? COVID happened and it destroyed a lot of bands, a lot of entertainment around the world. So, did y'all have it in fruition earlier, or was it just 22?
No, I mean, so Furnace Fest was originally supposed to happen 2020, and then COVID hit, and then they put it off to 2021. But I mean, I'm not going to say we got out of the music scene. Like, we still had it in us, and if we could go to shows, we would go to shows. But it was like few and far between. We got kids and families and work and everything. So like, I know that I got out of the music, like actually playing hardcore music for years. The last time I played it was a benefit show to raise money for our adopted daughter. So we got back with my old band, and Kyle got back with his old band. So that was, let's see, she was born in
That was
2016. Yeah, 2014. So 2014 to 2022 for me, I didn't touch hardcore or metal or anything. And then, like I said, we went to Furnace Fest 2022. It put some kind of passion in us, some kind of fire that we felt like, hey, like, let's do something, even if it's for fun, hobby, and try to at least write and make some music. And then, we started it. Pete got a hold of Kyle, Dar, who's our bassist. We connected with him. He was actually riding with me and my wife to an Amber Lynn show, him and his wife. And I asked him, I said, would you be interested? And talked to the guys, and we brought, asked him to come join us as well. So, it all kind of happened from October to December, right between that time frame. Is when we started writing, and then Jay was brought in March of 23. Yeah. Jay, our drummer, Jay. So, yeah, it moved quick.
And with that, you had time to fine tune to get everything situated and ready to go out there and rock the masses. So, and each one of y'all have experience from previous projects, and just to add all that together, you just produce this hard-hitting band that's just going to sweep the nation. That I think that's me.
Sweep it, bro.
Yes.
Everybody but me. I'm the only one that hasn't been in bands. Jay, our drummer, is an absolute shredder. Arguably, probably the best guitarist in the band.
The best guitar player in the band is playing drums.
Yeah. Like, guy can shred. And Dar is from the 90s, playing like in metal bands, and he opened up for Living Sacrifice back in the 90s. Like, he's been around forever. Yeah. Like, just, I wish he was here to be able to talk about his experiences, but they've all been in bands and done things for decades, and I just been the video guy on the side filming everything and always wanted to do it. So anyways.
So how does it feel, Pete? This is your first singing opportunity.
Awesome. It is awesome. I love it. I'm having to learn a lot of things that I took for granted. And Kyle and Vic are constantly helping me with that. So, but I just love being on stage. It's not very uncomfortable for me. I don't get too nervous, but still just finding my sound, finding my voice, tweaking it. So,
and with that, you're fine tuning your sound. You're trying to find your way of going, and being in your 30s and able to to be a singer for an awesome killer band like yourselves. It must just like tell you, hey, God is really working and actually blessing me to do this, because you've been dreaming about this.
Yeah. I was in a tiny little like punk thing my freshman year of high school, and we just played in some guy's like bedroom. Like that was all. And then it just kind of fell on the back burner. And it was like, okay, it's not going to happen. And then kind of the same story as Vic, like life happens, family happens. I got 2 little girls now. So me and Vic have been kind of doing that stuff, life and family, and we get together and stuff for years now, all kinds of other things that we've done together. But yeah, it's just it kind of happened, and now we're here, and it's like this is awesome. This is really cool. We've gotten some cool shout outs and just remarkable feedback already for such a small little project. And we don't get to play a lot of shows because of life and work and all this other stuff, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback so far, and I can only say that it's just a blessing from God. Like that's all I got. So
who are some of your mentors, from music? Who are some of the I hate to say idolize, because we're not supposed to idolize anybody but God. God should be our one and only true idolization. But who did you enjoy listening to that got you hungry to be a part of this?
It's most of the older, like early 2000s stuff for me. The new stuff is really cool. It's really brutal out there, but the bands that come to mind here lately, Advent is just, me and Kyle listen to Advent all the time, and I wish they would put out more music. But that EP that they put out in 2017 just gets me every time.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers how underrated Advent really is. And but going back further, I mean, I'm a Norma Jean kid through and through. Like Hal hates that, but it just I love like new, old, middle is okay, but yeah, Norma Jean gets me. Figure 4, obviously, like just Comeback Kid, all of that stuff. All those bands really have always struck a nerve for me.
What about you, Kyle?
Well, guitar wise, my absolute hero was Jimmy Page, dude, from Led Zeppelin. That's what got everything going. And my dad and my mom met playing in a band. So, but as far as like heavy stuff goes, man, I think one of the early bands I got into in like 05, 06 was the Showdown, dude. When those early Christian metal bands, dude, and I was like, wait, this is like allowed that we can listen to freaking Christian Pantera and it's okay. But yeah, I mean, other than that, outside of the Christian scene, I mean, it was Slipknot, dude. I loved Slipknot in middle school. Limp Bizkit, I was jamming all that stuff. And then later on, it was bands like Ringworm, all of that 90s hardcore scene, Integrity. Loved all that stuff. And then I really got into like old school death metal, like 90s death metal, like Entombed and Dismember. Later Cannibal Corpse was huge.
Just nice wholesome bands.
Yeah, good Christian bands. No. I just liked everything, man. I wanted to hear, once I found heavy music, I wanted to hear all the aspects, whether it was hardcore, death metal, black metal. I was constantly consuming, just looking for anything that was different.
Well, what about you, Vic?
I mean, I kind of talked a little bit, Living Sacrifice, Stave Secker, Project 86, Ludacris, Norma Jean. I mean, when Bless the Martyr came out, I was like a little girl at a one of the boy bands, but Backstreet, NSYNC, show, whatever. T-Swift.
That's a big influence too in Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah.
Backstreet back. Hey, Gabrielle, hold on. Gabrielle, my intern. Hey, make sure you put some girls screaming when he says that.
Yay! I mean, we can scream for you like a little girl. We can do that. But
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't. I'll scream like a little girl for you. Yeah, yeah. I say yeah.
But In Due Time was a huge one for me. I love that, just that old school hardcore. Um, uh, Man, there's just honestly, there's so many bands that I've been able to see at the Furnace Fest. Beloved is like my life water of music. Like I got to see them in 2021 and 2022, I think, or maybe it's just both in 2021. But and Joe from Advent, the vocalist for Advent, he's the drummer of that band, and their breakdowns were awesome, their melodies were awesome. So huge fan of Beloved. But Under Oath was a good one. Back in the day, they definitely killed it. And yeah, Bleeding Through was huge. I enjoy
Yes.
Bleeding Through. We get to see them this year at Furnace Fest. We get to see the Showdown at Furnace Fest.
Let's go.
Becoming the Archetype, like they were a cool.
For Furnace Fest, guys, I just want to clarify that. Like,
Sorry. We
Like
get
a paid promotion.
Yeah. We get the Becoming an Archetype was big for us. We were good friends with Blood Comes Cleansing. When they had like the Dern EP, and then Golgotha came out. I got to see them at Cornerstone, and we were just been good friends with them for a long time. So, yeah, man, just a ton of influence coming in. Yeah,
it's amazing how the community is so tight knit. So many great artists out there just helping others just lift up. Moses couldn't have lifted his arms up forever without having people helping him. When his arms got tired, he started losing the war, but then he had servants helping him lift up, and they were winning the war. And that's what we need to do for each other. And that's the reason why this show came to fruition, is because, you know what, there's a lot of awesome anointed bands out there that need to be heard. And I made this show for them. I made this show for y'all. I'm not making millions of dollars here. If I was making millions, I would have a heart attack, because you put your life and your love and everything in something that you really think it's right for God. It just comes naturally. Sort of like your music. You have hardcore, in your face aggressive music, but it's with a positive tone, and with that it attracts the lost lambs who are out there day to day and just confused and don't know what to do. And you have to go to people's levels. You have to go to what people like to actually break through that wall, that icebreaker. And what's better than some metal for icebreaker? You go over there at school. I used to find people that I was like, hey, what kind of music you like? And they go, well, I like Deicide. You know what? I like Deicide too. And then it's just start going into, well, I don't like Deicide as much as I do now since I became renewed. But, I just, it was just crazy back then. That's a great icebreaker's music. It's like, hey, what kind of music you like as a kid? And then you start going into, hey, have you heard With Blood Comes Cleansing? And they go, no, I haven't heard it. Here, listen to it. And then here, look into the lyrics. My buddy Chris from Hard Look. Hey, if you just hear his music and the way it's like, well, this don't sound Christian. I'll go, okay, well, here, look at this lyrics. Check out this lyrics, man. And I didn't know they were Christian. Mm-hmm. It's a good icebreaker. It's a good opening to have people to listen and to understand more about that relationship with Jesus that we have. And I'm pretty sure Jesus would have loved to mosh pit and some hardcore
Headbang, yeah, dude. Windmill.
Yeah, he tumped over tables.
That's right, dude.
Yeah, in the temple. He's like, this is not right. Yeah. Probably jamming out to the Tarnished while he was throwing it around. But
this is gonna hurt.
But hey, guys, we're getting close to the end of the show. Y'all have some new music coming up, what would y'all like to promote right now besides that you're going to be at Furnace Fest, which we heard
No, we're not going
96 times.
We'll be there. We're not playing though. We'll be hanging around. Oh, we just put out our EP, man. Came out yesterday.
Yep.
6 tracks of just pure aggression.
Yeah, man.
And love.
Yeah, we're working on some new stuff too. Just trying to get a couple songs written to kind of extend our set and round out our sound. We're working on that right now too. But the EP, I mean, I'm super proud of this EP. I'm super proud of everybody that was a part of it. I mean, it's to have something this kind of quality. I've never had that being in any of the bands that I was in, and to the passion behind it, and just hoping that people can relate with these songs, because again, our songs talk about relationships and trials that we go through in life, and being there for each other, strife and struggle, rise together, our bond's strong. Like, that's our first song on there. And so I really hope that it encourages people, but the EP is definitely something to be proud of for the guys. So
all right, guys. Well, hey, Pete, Kyle, and Vic, it was an honor to meet y'all. I can't wait to see y'all play in Dallas, hopefully soon. And here is another song from the Tarnished called Fame or Fortune, if you want to speak like this. Fame or Fortune, here on the Johnny Taco Show.
To the one who
that's the end of the show. I want to give a shout out to Renovation Church at the Peak, as well as Finding Hope Festivals. To all the new listeners that happen to stumble upon here, thinking that this was a Food Network show. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you know what? I have the opposite. I love being the bearer of good news, and the good news is Jesus Christ, and you do get edification through the testimony and the music of our guests. Want to give a shout out to all the diehard listeners that listen to us on the daily. You are the sour cream on this Taco Supreme. And without you, I would just be talking to myself on the wall, and that would give ample ammunition for my wife to put me in Gotham forever. To everybody, remember, don't have a good day. Have a great day. Until we meet again, this is Johnny Tacos, and you are listening to Origin Stories.